Now you got a golf ball here too. I haven't seen one of these things in years. I used to play every single day.
All right, there
and
you go.
yeah.
What do you got there? When I'm talking, thank you. When I'm talking to dads, I throw up. I throw up on the screen positive things they can do, encouraging things, and then I'll throw up the words "quit golf," and it always gets a gasp from the audience. What? We can't quit golf? And then I tell the story. I love coaching 8- and 9-year-old boys and girls in baseball because you still know more than they do at 8 and 9.
Right.
And one year, I had a little guy on my team who was pretty good, but we played on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and his dad couldn't come to the games because he traveled all week. And we had a rainout that was going to be made up on Saturday.
Oh, and
so
he was looking forward to Dad
absolutely.
coming. Yeah.
And Coach Payleitner, my dad can come to the game.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I'm going to start that kid at shortstop. I'm going to bat him second in the lineup, let him show off for his dad a little bit. And then Saturday morning, the kid comes hanging his head. What's up, buddy? What's up, sport? My dad couldn't come.
Oh, wow.
He had to play golf.
Oh. What does that say?
Now, that dad didn't know what he missed. The dad didn't know.
Right.
And the boy was sort of used to it.
Yeah.
So the takeaway there is that for a season of life, our kids should be our hobby. You know what? If your son's into dinosaurs, you be into dinosaurs.
Yeah.
If your daughter's into American Girl stuff,
Right.
you be into. If your son's into skateboarding, if your 12-year-old's into skateboarding, Dad, you be into skateboarding. So for a season of life, make your kids your hobby. Volunteer and coach their things and enter their world. Now, if a 14-year-old, if you have a 14-year-old and you can invite him to walk 18 holes with you, do that. I'm jealous of that.
Yeah. Or if they play alongside you.
Well, right. Well, come along. Walk 18 holes and play with you. Absolutely. Do that. But for a while, you know what? Our kids need to be our hobby for that season of life. So for some dads, that actually literally means to quit golf.
Yep. And for some dads, it just happens automatically. I haven't played golf in years. I used to love playing golf. But I've actually enjoyed it with one of my sons from time to time,
there you go.
too. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Much more important than our handicap is our home and our kids. And Jay, I want to thank you for being with us today. All this week, Jay Payleitner, 5 days for dads. Be intentional and seize those little moments that make memories and make your children your hobby. This could come back later on in life. You can connect with Jay at jpayleitner.com. You've seen his website along the bottom of the screen. You can also go to harvest-tv.com, where you'll find an easy way to link back to Jay's site and tap into some of his great resources. He'll be back with us tomorrow. Some of my fondest memories are with this little guy here, playing out after school with my best friend and I on the side lot of our house, wiffle ball. And sometimes things don't go right with the bat and the ball.
I talk to groups of guys, and I put ideas up on the screen behind me, and I'll talk about that story, and a lesson comes out of it, hopefully, that's worthwhile. But when I put up the words, ignore the stickball dent on the garage door, there's always kind of like this little chuckle, and it's like, oh my golly, they know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So as the story goes, this is a few years ago now, I had to scrape and paint my garage door for every summer because it was bubbling. There was something wrong with the surface. So finally, I bought a new garage door, $1,200 for my new garage door. And 8 days later,
it was broken in.
8 days later, I pull up to the driveway, and my son, Isaac, is there on the driveway with two of his buddies, college-age buddies, playing stickball, which is okay.
Yeah.
And I bought the $1,200 industrial heavy gauge garage door because I knew that they did this, and I knew it could withstand the wiffle ball dents. But what I didn't realize is that it couldn't withstand the stickball gash, the bat,
tip of the bat,
gashing the back.
Yeah.
So I'm driving. I pull up, and my eye goes right to my new garage door with 3 gashes. What are we laughing at here, Stephen?
It's funny. Been there.
Yes. Okay. Well. Okay. And did I rage? Did I rage?
I don't know.
Okay, I did not rage.
Good for you.
I'm going to
Good for you.
Applause for all dads out there, because Well, first, it helped that Isaac jogged down and met me and said, Dad, we dented the garage door.
Okay,
That helped
so
a
you
lot.
fessed up.
That helped a lot.
Yeah.
But my mind instantly calculated what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
There was no beer cans on the lawn. There were no squad cars pulling up with bad news. These boys, these college boys, were not in the basement playing some creepy, dark video game.
Mm-hmm.
They were in my driveway
Yep.
playing the time-honored game of stickball.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it? It's a wiffle ball, $3, stickball, broomstick handle, $4, garage door, $1,200.
But it didn't ruin the door. Just put some character marks in there. Right?
Character marks. Thank you. We'll use that, character marks. But, of course, driveway, stickball, priceless.
Priceless, yeah.
And so the takeaway there, and each of my, this is a story from one of my books, and the takeaway there is that there's plenty of time to recarpet and resod and rescreen our house later on.
Yeah.
But right now, let your kids be kids.
Right, and see the big picture.
And see the big picture. There you go. The big picture is that good things are happening with these boys.
Right. Yeah. Be thankful for what they were doing.
Yeah, exactly right.
And what they weren't doing what they shouldn't be doing.
Right.
Yeah, very good.
There you go.
Now, each of these lessons that we're going through this week, and we got one more for today too, but they're all in your books, 52 things sons need from their dads or from their daughters or that kids need from a dad.
Yeah.
And you kind of use the power of storytelling. How did that start in your life?
Wow, that's a great question, because I'm not a theologian. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a dad that found some things that worked for me, and we started telling these stories. My wife and I would tell these stories, and people started laughing, and it's like, wow, that's pretty good. That works for me. Yeah. And so that's